Guess what? Your words, this mouth, has the power of life and death. The power of life and death is held in your words. In your words. And you could even transform that into your thoughts. Your thoughts can bring about the power of life or the power of death. Choose your power wisely. Most of us, because of life, because of the things happening in life, we're very negative. We're very stressed. We're very overwhelmed. Are you stressed? Are you overwhelmed? I just got done meditating. I'm enjoying some time up here at my ranch in northern New Mexico. It is incredible out here. Probably the most expansive views that you can imagine. We've been getting storms and snow and 21 acres. I'm out here, the feet in the dirt, practicing what I preach. And ultimately, the biggest thing that I'm preaching is to encourage as many people as possible to challenge themselves to start doing life on life's terms. What does that even mean? Life on life's terms. For me, what that means is doing life without hitting an escape route, without needing to run to things that I used to run to in the past that would alter my state of being, give me some sense of relief, but would actually leave me in a worse state of being. And I know that that challenges a lot of people out there. I know that, being a sober man, being a spiritual man, and it's all a result of my life experiences, I could easily still be caught up in all the bullshit, right? It would not take much for me to still be drinking, be smoking, be watching, all these teams playing, cheering them on, right? Overeating, overindulging in things that just, left me feeling like shit. As a broken man, I was constantly trying to put things inside of my body, inside of my mind, to try and give myself relief, to try and give myself reprieve. And it maybe lasted for a minute, but it didn't last indefinitely. And ultimately, I had to hit rock bottom. I had to crash and burn. And from that moment, I said, enough's enough, man. I can't keep doing the bullshit. I can't keep living life like this, like a dang broken record. And I had to get help. I needed to humble myself to ask for help, which, that's not easy. I think most men, we got a real hard time asking for help. I think it takes a really courageous guy to say, you know what, I can't do this. And I actually commend the men that have reached out to me and the women, but primarily, I really believe that men need to step up and lead. We need to lead in health and nutrition and exercise and fitness and, healing emotional wounds, healing our trauma, learning how to be more emotionally fluid, like being able to not just suppress every single thing that comes up inside of us that makes us feel uncomfortable, that gives us a sense of something's wrong with me and I need to escape. I need drink. I need some smoke. I need something to just shift the way I feel right now. When it's literally, it's this easy. It's feet in the dirt, man. I feel grounded. I feel centered. I feel healthy. I feel like the greatest gift I've given myself is I trust myself. I'm going to say that again. The greatest gift that I have given myself along my 12 years since I got sober was now I have the ability to trust myself. And that wasn't instant. There was, 10 out of the 12 years that I was still sober-minded, working on myself, and yet I hadn't really figured out the triggers. I hadn't really figured out those subconscious programs that were put in place to keep me safe, but at the end of the day, they were hurting others. And I don't want that. I don't want to be a man that's unsafe. And there's a lot of guys out there that women, they love you, but emotionally, you're not safe. And the reason for this is the fact that you, just probably like me, have been programmed to suppress your emotions, to not show your emotions. And there's a lot of reasons why. Let me know if this is something that relates to you. I've been in relationships where, women always say, hey, well, I would like to see, to experience you being more vulnerable. And then as a man, you get vulnerable and start sharing some things that you're thinking and feeling. And guess what? It gets used against you, right? And I'm not trying to put women down, but I have experienced this. This is always just my experiences of life where I have shared things, and I've even put, hey, okay, I'm going to share something with you. It was a thought. It's not a belief. It's something I was thinking. I didn't act on it. There was a whole nother reality, but I want to share this with you so you understand who I am a little more. And I'm telling you, the very next day, it got thrown back in my face. And that literally, the bad thing is that was part of the broken version of me, still kind of like not quite emotionally centered, to where that would trigger me and I would fucking get irate. And then guess what? That would cause all this harm to the relationship. And it's like, to get to a place where you're not just suppressing your emotions, but that you're able to use words. I've realized that being a master of communication is probably the biggest flex, right? Once you are able to start mastering your communications in a way that keeps you secure as a man, keeps you stoic, you don't have to just be a wuss, but to be able to articulate, what are your needs? How are you feeling? Even just saying like, hey, I need some space, right? So that I can figure out what the heck's going on. Like, those are all new vocabulary that I'm working on mastering more and more every single day. And I can tell you, I just never had that. I would always act out my triggers and my emotions. And if I was angry, I'd act angry, or I would shut down, right? And at the end of the day, it's like how I started the video. Your words are either life or death. Your thoughts are also the same power of your words. If you're thinking something over and over and over again, eventually you're going to probably speak that into existence. But even thinking it attracts whatever it is. So a lot of times, we're thinking negative. We're thinking what we don't want. We're thinking what we don't like. We're thinking about the things that make us angry and infuriate us and, agitate us. And a lot of that is just fear, that we're not in control. And guess what? You attract more things to substantiate, to underscore that experience. And if you could just learn to shift it, there's nothing wrong with you for having negative thoughts. If you wake up in the morning and you're worried about, money issues or health issues or relationship issues, there's nothing wrong with you. That's a normal thing. But how quickly you're able to, with intention, shift, right? Shift that. And some of the things that I use on a regular basis, part of my practice is listening to positive affirmations each and every morning. I mean, I'm telling you, this is a non-negotiable, is listening to positive affirmations. And just, search YouTube, positive morning affirmations. It's that easy. And literally just from the moment you wake up, boom, you just start listening to it. Even if you're not even listening, if you wear earbuds or just put it on a Bluetooth speaker or playing it on your phone, even if it's just playing that in the background, guess what? Your subconscious is hearing this stuff, and it's flowing the air and the energy in the space that you're in. It's filling it with positivity. It's filling it with things that are probably even uncomfortable. I know when I first started listening to these affirmations, man, it can be uncomfortable listening to so much positivity, listening to things that are just so opposite your reality and your circumstances, whether you're listening to something about abundance or being healthy and happy and having an incredible life. It's like, oh, it feels so uncomfortable. It feels false and fake, but yet we need to do this if our minds and our thoughts are geared toward negativity. And so shifting that mindset with those positive affirmations. The other thing is you can take a minute or two. You need more than a minute. But I journal every single day. And so I like to start my journaling down with the things I love, right? Today, man, I love this beautiful area. I love being on my ranch. I love just, seeing the mesas behind me, the snow, the storms, the changing of the seasons, the fresh air out here. I wish you could smell how beautiful it is out here. We got all this wild sage out here, the sunshine breaking through the clouds. It's incredible. And yet, wherever you're at, it's just like, that's how I'm writing down all those things, right? I love this, I love that, I love this, I love that. But you can also take a moment to get a little deeper and deconstruct those negative thoughts that you started your day with. Journaling is a really powerful place for you to sort of get to what is going on. If you woke up and you're stressed out about your finances, you're stressed out about your health, you're stressed out about your relationship, you get that stuff out of your head and put it on paper. Because once it's on the paper, right, this is what a lot of people don't realize. We want to figure everything out inside our minds, and we can't. You just can't compartmentalize and just do all the zigs and the zags and the X's and the O's and all the plays in your mind. It's so much more empowering that, especially if you're thinking negative thoughts, worry, concern, doubt, fear, just whatever it is, you get it out of your mind by putting it on a piece of paper. And once it's out of your mind and on the paper, now you can be empowered to take back your control, to release it, right? By actually facing it and saying, I'm having these issues. It like instantly you actually start to feel a lot better, but you can start to strategize. I am someone that believes that no matter how big your problems are, there is a positive solution for you. It's almost like a gift. It's like a rite of passage, and it's something that you have asked for. Because if you created your problem, then you can solve your problem. And even if you don't want to take responsibility and say, yeah, this is my problem, or you think someone else caused you your problem, it's okay. You still win by having a positive mental attitude about it and saying, I'm going to solve this problem, and I'm going to do it with love, kindness, confidence, courage, bravery, tenacity, relentlessness, versus anger, frustration, irritation, confrontation, victimization, all of these negative vibrations. You take your power back by putting it on on the paper and really start to like visualize how you overcome it. And don't edit, just let it flow. Like whatever ideas come to your mind, you do that. And what's even more empowering is for you to get to the root. Get to the root of the negative thinking. Is it really about the thing that's happening right here, right now? Or does this predate you? Does this feeling, does this situation have a pattern throughout your life? Maybe it's because of a certain season going on or a certain situation, but if you can see with clear eyes that there's a pattern to this negativity, well, then you need to get way deeper. And when I say deeper, you need to go back farther and try and figure out the origin of it. And sometimes you can't just think about it. That's where you connect with spirit. That's where you connect with God and you ask for revelation. Like, God, give me, reveal to me. God, reveal to me what is the origin of this in my life. And then it takes, getting in a quiet place. And most of this should be done in a quiet place, waking up early or disconnecting or pulling back, going outside, having an outdoor space, whatever it is, but you really should be free from distractions. So that, again, this is, minding your mornings is what I call it. Minding your mornings is being mindful, spiritual, right? And intentional in the morning time before your day really gets rocking and rolling. And that's how you take your power back, especially if you're someone that's just so overwhelmed by like the work weeks and just the routine. And, maybe it's like, you have all these extra burdens from parenting and dropping kids off and picking kids up and working 2 jobs and managing a relationship and maintaining the house and just all the stresses of life. Those things, if they're there, they're there. What's more important is that you don't keep running on exhaustion. You need to be running on abundance and overflow. And the way you do that is by starting your morning off with intention, with mindfulness. These practices fill your cup so that you are not running on exhaustion. You are full spiritually so that you can go, and throughout the day, you're going to be, if your cup is full at the beginning of the day, it's definitely going to be drained throughout the day. It's an energy exchange. Some encounters and experiences you have will fill your cup up more. Other encounters will drain your cup, and to varying degrees. And so there are times where you need to even stop and take a pause throughout your day to really do some breath work, listen to some positive affirmations, do some earthing, right? And these are real things that you can do that, again, it doesn't really cost you anything other than your time and attention. But it will change your entire life versus getting home at the end of the day and just being completely exhausted and drained of your energy, drained of your life force, very little focus, and just needing something to just kill the edge, right? Something to like relax you that really doesn't relax you. It actually causes you more harm. Because I guarantee it, physical exercise after an mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically draining type day, for you to then like go hit the gym and really burn off some just that pent up energy, man, you're going to be really exhausted, but you're also going to wake up the next day feeling more energized, feeling more abundant, and feeling like you have more confidence, self-esteem, because you're taking better care of yourself. And ultimately, isn't that what this is all about? Are you truly taking care of yourself? How do you take care of yourself? What is your self-care game? I mean, this is actually a pretty new concept in the past handful of years or less for me, is being intentional about self-care. That's not getting a massage once every year or 2 years, or, you know, going and doing things that you really enjoy doing, like hobbies, you know, even just beauty things, right? Could be manicures, pedicures, getting your hair did, going to a spa, going to hot springs, right? Like dancing, walking outdoors, exercise. These are all practices of self-care. Breath work, yoga, being the mindfulness in the morning, right? This is all self-care. Self-care is always something that should energize you. It should give you more energy, more focus, and expand yourself spiritually. And we don't always think about it. We just think that, oh, well, I am taking care of myself because I took a shower, right? Because I fed myself. Well, what are you feeding yourself? Because that can be counterproductive. If you're feeding yourself food that doesn't give you energy but is packed with, you know, unhealthy ingredients, well, then that's not self-care. That's actually like kind of abusing yourself, wouldn't you say? And yet there is a thing about convenience there. You know, it's really actually frightening to think about the ingredients. I saw something yesterday where I want to say it was one of the cereal companies, where there's this huge petition going out now where, oh no, it was a guy, he's an influencer guy, but he wrote, I think it was the leader of Kellogg's, and he said, hey, I challenge you, I think it was like $100,000 or more, maybe even $1 million, for you to eat your product, your Kellogg's cereal, every single day for a year. I'll donate, $1 million to any charity of your choice. He never got a response, but now what the problem is I'm here in the US. You can look at these products here in the US versus other countries, and there's now a petition saying, why don't you use the same ingredients in these other countries that have higher standards for nutritional ingredients, right? Like the product here in the US has like 4 times more ingredients that no one can pronounce, and there's no nutritional value to it, but yet why is it in there? Why is it in the food here but not in India, not in Europe, not in Asia? And so to be more mindful of even what you're putting in your body, understanding your caloric needs, food that energizes you, right? And when you even hear about that, it challenges you. Go back to the beginning. Is it life or death? What are your thoughts? Are your thoughts open to new opportunities, new ideas, embracing new ways of doing things? That's life. Death is saying, oh no, I don't, shut this off. This guy ain't making no sense to me. When it's like, I've transformed my whole entire life. I went from fat dad bod to the optimal badass motherfucker that you're seeing and hearing right here, right now. I'm more powerful, I'm more youthful, I'm more energetic than I've ever been. And it's been a continuation process from hitting rock bottom, getting sober, staying sober, asking for help, all types of therapies, tinkering and transitioning my nutrition, right? Maintaining regular exercise, and working on the 5 principles that I put out each and every day, which is mind your mornings, eat your health, move your body, grow every day, and lend a hand, right? Those 5 things every day keep my cup full. What are you doing to keep your cup full? Energetically. I know there's a lot of you out there that are running on empty, that are exhausted, that are tired mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and financially. And I'm telling you right here, right now, you're good enough to turn it all around. You're good enough, but it has to start right here, right now, today. Today's got to be the day. It doesn't need to be tomorrow. It shouldn't wait till next year, but it does take you making the decision, because it can only happen when you are ready. And if you're ready, reach out, say something. For a limited time, I am doing one-on-one 90-minute strategy sessions. Check this out. I mean, this one session alone will literally give you a plan of attack on how to smash some of your short-term, long-term goals and start to transform your life by taking action. Are you ready? If you are, I'm ready to serve you. So reach out. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it would not be worth it. Greg's out.